my Invisalign has...
I have taken out my Invisalign.
I have taken out my Invisalign, and this is the album.
Hey everyone, my name's Micah and welcome back to my channel, Mikey Kate. Today's video is a little bit different, but something that has been highly requested and something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Today we're going to be talking about Invisalign. For those of you that have been watching my channel for the last year or so might already know this, but I had Invisalign from last March to a couple weeks ago. And in the vlog that I announced I was getting them off, I kind of mentioned wanting to make an informational video for people that were interested in getting Invisalign or just had questions about it. So here I am. I am no way affiliated with Invisalign. This is not a sponsored video. It's just strictly my experience, my opinions that I wanted to share with you. And also, I hope that nothing I say communicates that I think that you need straight teeth to be pretty. I did not think that I needed braces to be more attractive. It was just like a personal preference that I had. And so just making that disclaimer, you do not need braces to be more attractive. Okay, back to the video, bye. I'm gonna try and keep this video as short and sweet as I can, but also I wanna give you as much info as possible. So if there's anything I don't cover, definitely leave me a question in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you there. I'm gonna start really quickly with my history of just orthodontia, period. So when I was in 5th grade, I got braces to fix my bite and just like straighten out the snaggle tooth that I had. And so I only had them for 6 months just to get that work done. Before that, I had a palate expander. I had rubber bands when I had my braces. And then after 6 months, I got them off. My orthodontist did offer me 6 more months to completely straighten my smile, but I was 12 years old, really insecure. After getting my braces off, I was like, why would I put them back on? So that was the end of my braces career, or so I thought. So my teeth have never been completely straight. Like I said, the braces that I had weren't cosmetic. They were purely to fix my mouth, and so I still had some crooked places. My bottom teeth were really bad, and I had this one tooth that was just a little out of line. It wasn't horrible, and on a lot of pictures you can't even tell, but occasionally there would just be this one angle that people would take pictures of me at and I would just be so embarrassed. But you know, we all have insecurities, so I just dealt with it until I think it was finally freshman year of college that I really decided that Invisalign was something I wanted to invest in. My dentist actually provided it. I know some people do it through an orthodontist. It's kind of different depending on where you live, so I'm not really going to go into financials here, but I was just going to tell you details about having Invisalign if you're about to get it, what you can expect, what I liked, what I didn't like, or just things you're wondering about. I had mine for almost exactly a year. I got them at the very beginning of quarantine. I think it was like the 2nd week. The older you get, the harder it is for your teeth to move, and so it's easier to get younger kids in and out of braces because their teeth aren't as firm in the gums, I guess. He told me that his older patients, it can be like 2 to 3 years. My age, it's normally a year, but also it depends on how diligent you are about wearing your retainers. I have some memorabilia here that I'm going to show you. So they come in these little bags with your name and then the number of trade is. This is 43 or 45. I was at the tail end, ready to be done. So these are my last tray that I wore. Okay, so let me think of the process. So my very first appointment, I went in and they took impressions of my teeth, and they send your impressions to an office in Puerto Rico where they actually print your aligners out to match your molds. And so for 2 weeks, they have you in just like a clear retainer. This is what I actually had during my Gulf Shores trip. So if you go look back on those videos, I was wearing an aligner that whole time, but it didn't have keys on it, so you really couldn't tell. So I wore that for 2 weeks, and this is to kind of loosen your teeth, which sounds really weird, but it's just to kind of prepare your teeth for the move that's about to go down. So I had that for 2 weeks, and then I went back to the dentist after that, and they made me cute as a button, which is what my dentist called it. But basically he put these like little pockets of like gunk on my teeth in certain locations that match up with these keys on the aligner. So if you had traditional braces, that would be the purpose of the brackets that you have. Those are what the wires hook to, and that's what pulls the teeth. So you have these composites on your teeth, and they match up with these keys, which the keys slowly shift as your procedure moves on, as you get new trays. So that's how the teeth actually start to move, is the keys and the trays locking into place and shifting as you get new trays. This is painful. Some trays are better than others. I don't know why some jumps are worse, but like definitely those first few weeks, it was really miserable, and I had a really hard time like wanting to eat. Ow. I would like wake up, take them out for breakfast, and just be really sore and then not want to put them back in because I'd know that I'd have to take them out a little bit later for lunch. I don't know how many of you guys have ever had braces, but it's really similar pain of just like your teeth are shifting. It's uncomfy. Like I said, some trays are easier than others, and so you eventually get used to it. And then that being said, you do take out your Invisalign anytime you eat or drink anything other than water. And you definitely want to brush your teeth before you put them back in, because otherwise you just have that sugar like building up on your teeth and it's way more likely to stain or give you a cavity. While I did have my Invisalign though, he gave me a tube of fluoride that I would put in my retainers before bed sometimes, and this was to help prevent cavities. Luckily I didn't have any at the end of it, but also I feel like I was also really paranoid about that, so brushing my teeth was something that I was super strict about, to the point where I was like, am I over brushing? Like, I don't want to hurt my gums. Also, earlier I mentioned diligence in wearing your aligners. Your treatment is going to take as long as you want it to or let it. My dentist was telling me that I was one of his better patients because it took me straight up a year, which is pretty normal. But he was also telling me that he has other patients that forget to put them in a lot, and so theirs takes a lot longer, and their transitions from tray to tray are often a lot more painful just because they go without wearing them so much. And your dentist will be able to tell how often you wear them based on this little button on the side. It starts off a really dark navy blue when you first get a new tray, and then over time it starts to fade into like a light faded blue. And so that's how my dentist was able to tell if I was being diligent in wearing them or not. The less you wear them, the less it's going to fade. So yeah, I had a total of 45 trays, as I mentioned, but also depending on how long your treatment is, there could be more trays. So as I mentioned, I got my Invisalign at the very beginning of quarantine, and then I went to camp, and then I went to school, and here I am now. So camp with Invisalign, I kind of slacked a little bit because during quarantine it was easier to have my snack, jump to the bathroom and brush my teeth and, put them right back in. But when I was at camp, it was a little bit harder because we were in the dining hall, so unless I brought my toothbrush with me, I would kind of have to slip them in and just brush my teeth as soon as I got the chance. And then when I got to school, by that point I was completely lax. I'd go whole days without putting it in, and then, wear them that night and then all day the next day and be fine. So there is a little bit of leeway. It really depends on your schedule and how willing you are to put them in, take them out, that kind of thing. Something I wish I would have known about the keys on my teeth is that you can see them. At the very beginning of your treatment, when you first start and you just have the clear aligners that are loosening your teeth, there's no keys on those, and so I feel like it was a lot less noticeable, and I almost liked the way it made my teeth look. It made them look big and whiter because there was a tint on the tray. And then when I got the keys on, I'm not gonna lie, I was really insecure. I was really grateful we were in quarantine wearing masks because it wasn't super noticeable, especially not from a distance and not really in pictures very much. But when you're with somebody face to face, it is kind of obvious that you have some shiny plastic on your teeth. But also I guess it depends on the person you're with, if they look at people's mouths when you talk to them. I do. So yeah, that was something I was pretty insecure about, especially towards the very end, just because my teeth weren't as white as when they started, just because they had been stained a little bit from coffee and not brushing them every single time I put my Invisalign back in. So I guess those were all controllable things, but I will say I definitely did not smile as much this past year just because I didn't want to draw attention to my Invisalign, the plastic on my teeth, that kind of thing. I did have a lisp. It depended on the tray, honestly, because depending on how tight it was way more obvious. And then the last few I was in were so tight. They were the power chains that you have at the very end of braces that completely pull your teeth together, and just any last minute changes. Those were really painful. Not to mention just taking them out was such a chore. I dreaded it. I think it hurt worse at the end than at the beginning. I still remember that pain. It hurt so bad to take them out. I felt like I was pulling my teeth out. I 100% think it was worth it. I'm so pleased with my teeth now. And also this year has literally flown by. Because when I first started, I was this is gonna take forever. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's already been a year. I know that there are competing brands like Smile Direct, and to be completely honest with you, I don't know a ton about those. My roommate has Smile Direct, and it is shorter of a process, but from my understanding and research that I have done, Invisalign is more thorough. Being the leading brand, being the pioneer of it, they are going to be more thorough. I mean, you get what you pay for, essentially. I also wanted to tell you a little bit about post Invisalign. Now I have to wear a night retainer, or two, I guess, a top and bottom tray, every single night for the rest of my life, I guess. They look just like the aligners that I've been wearing the past year, except it's thicker plastic and there aren't keys. So I don't have keys on my teeth anymore. And so this is literally just like what I started out with at the very beginning. He also gave me whitening gel to put in before bed. That's the one that's almost out. And then he gave me a daytime one too that I haven't used because honestly, it really hurts my gums. It doesn't take very long to get them back to where they were. It took me about 3 days to get full whiteness again, and then occasionally I'll just take a night and just do some more. And then there's 3 other retainers in here, and these should last me until 6 or 7 years is up, and then I have to go in and get more if I so choose. Otherwise, you know, my teeth will shift. I mean, at the end of it, I'm really happy with my smile. For those of you that have been following me for a while, like you've seen this whole process. You can go back on my vlogs from this past year and very clearly tell that I was wearing Invisalign. I'm super grateful that I got to do it. Thanks to you if you watched this far. I'll see you soon with new videos. Camp is coming. I plan to vlog while I'm there. I'm a work crew director this summer, so my role looks a little bit different, but hopefully I'll still be able to put up some fun content. All right, I'll see you guys soon. I love you. Bye. Your smile's really pretty, just letting you know. Just clarifying, no matter what you choose to do, your smile is pretty. So, okay, bye. Stop! Leave me alone! Okay. Jenny, you're making me nervous!
I'm just listening to you!
Leave!